down. Alright, so considering I'll be reacting to and reviewing to this manga chapter for Boruto, chapter 61 in one go, even though there aren't much, if any, persons here in the stream right now, I'll be going ahead to start the reaction slash review for the sake of the persons who will be rewatching this stream for my thoughts on the chapter, and hopefully not to make the stream too everlastingly long. So you don't know. Sanjaeuchiha here, guys. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, respect for coming out, and even if you're not here live, then it is what it is. Respect for coming on and rewatching this. So yeah, but it would have been awesome if you had made it here to actually hear my thoughts in real time, so we could have had that discussion, but it is what it is. But anyway, chapter 61, I have despite my expectations video, it's hard to say what's really going to go down, so because I didn't really take in the spoilers, if at all. Yeah, so it is what it is. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see here. So chapter 61, let's go. I'm just kind of make sure we don't want too much, if any, copyright at all. You don't know. So let's see. You predict it's gonna happen. Wait, Salad Wagwan, welcome, and welcome to the persons that are actually here for the stream so far. I actually did my predictions video yesterday, but I guess you didn't manage to take that in. Jano. It makes sense, but just read it and instead of predict. I mean, what's the sense in predicting if I have the chapter right here? I'm just saying, it makes sense to just take it in. But I am expecting Kawaki to make a major move this chapter. If nothing else, I'm expecting that. But without further ado, let's get into it, because we are reviewing the chapter as well, and I don't want the stream to be like too long. So yeah, for the sake of the persons who are going to want to rewatch. So let's go. So chapter 61, Madness, which is an interesting title. Alright, so let's go. Alright, here goes. Please give me old man Sasuke. Of course he gets Shino. Damn it, and kaboom. They may just be playing cards, but you shouldn't curse out your mentor. I'm cussing my crapper than crap luck, okay? Damn it. Of course, we have the shinobi still watching over Kawaki. Gah, and thank you for your hard work. He's not even bothering to hide. Go easy on them. We have no clue when or where the enemy will attack. It's thanks to them watching us that you can be carefree and go down in flames in X cards. I know that, but being watched 24/7 like this is starting to stress me out. Yeah, right. You've been sleeping like a baby every night with an idiotic look on your face. So Kawaki's watching this man while he sleeps. It's kind of sus, don't you think? Alright, so how dare you insult my sleeping face? Haha, I can just see it. Besides, this entire village is protected by a super strong sensory net, right? What the heck is... It seems like my neighbors are having some issues here. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 sec. My apologies. Whoa! Sorry about that. Seems neighbors having some issues. Anyway, besides, the entire village is protected by a super strong sensory net, right? So why the need for direct surveillance? Sensory net? What's that? A barrier around the village. It automatically checks everyone coming in and are going out of Konoha. But how? Chakra are like fingerprints. No two are identical. So the net compares chakra against the database and decides if the individual is known or not. Fair enough. And if the visitor is a newcomer, the sensory unit and HQ can determine if they're an enemy, like with Delta and Ishiki. Yup, any entering enemy is caught immediately. That's why direct surveillance is redundant and unnecessary. But Boruto, it's not like the sensory net is spying on every one of us all the time. First off, that would be a violation of privacy. The system usually only checks your chakra when you enter the village, since the purpose is only to determine who the person is. So then, it can detect the infiltration of a foe, but dealing with them is a whole separate issue. Right. I see your point. Wait a sec. Does that mean if Code were to show up right now, that guy'd face off against him? He doesn't look capable. But like, yo, they've just a style this one. I mean, look at this man, dog. Seriously, look at this man. Well on. Just look at this man, dog. He might just look shadow. Anyway, he's likely a sensory type shinobi. If this Code shows up, Lord 7th or Master Sasuke would probably fight him. I think your watchers are there to swiftly relay you and your enemy's location. What about my privacy? I want it back. Isn't your personal safety more important? I suspect he'd die on one-on-one versus Code. It certainly won't go the way it did with Delta. You know that deep down. Boruto's privacy aside, Konoha's sensory unit, starting with my Yamanaka clan, is super exceptional. So you can relax. Unless the enemy is able to erase their chakra signature, any movement inside Konoha won't be missed. And of course, Ida probably picks up that. You just don't get it. Pulling the wrong card is bad enough, but then there's the pain of having every single moment of your life witnessed by strange older men. Gah, ma'am, give me another pack. Sure thing. Sheesh, give up already. Erase one's chakra signature, huh? Alright. Wait. Finally, Sasuke is back in the manga, dog. Like, I've been waiting chapter upon chapter. Those are the claw marks. Don't get too close, because he could leap out of there whenever he wants. Stay this far back. I've been told about his abilities already. Anything since the watch was started? No, 10 days of nothing. Makes me wonder if we should even bother. And so with this 10 days of nothing, there's going to be a point when the anime gets to this point, they're going to fill that out with some anime original content. Which, based on the track record of, the Kawaki and the Kara activation arcs so far, filling out with anime original isn't actually a bad move. Hey, Uchiha, what are you doing? Get back here. Alright. Are you deaf? What the heck? He won't emerge here, I suspect. What? How do you know that? I have no proof. It's simply that if I were him, I'd choose a different spot. That's all. No proof? Then it ain't relevant. Give me a break. Feel free to disregard my opinion, especially since I have no authority here. I'll get going. Sorry to bother you. Hey, hold on. Say you're right. What should we do? Shikamaru aside decided you should watch this place, no? Then carry on as ordered. But just keep doing your job as I am. Alright, cool. So Sasuke. If there's one thing I must say, and not necessarily has to do with this chapter in specific, is the fact that Ikemoto's art has significantly improved since chapter 1. And Sasuke is always the indication of that. Oh, okay. Bunch of messages. Close Discord for now. What's his problem? Stirring up trouble. He's so cool. I see. Nah, it's fine. Let Sasuke do his thing. Nothing at the other 3 spots either. Yeah, got it. Keep me posted. Rough going? Code has a fairly cautious nature. For sure, but he's not particularly bright. I'm surprised, honestly. I really didn't expect you all to have so much trouble. Sorry to be a bunch of incompetents. You came all the way up here to complain? I wanted some fresh air. Don't get defensive. Hold it right there. Smoking's prohibited here. But aren't you smoking, dog? Don't get carried away. Didn't expect. It's fun to hear that come out of your mouth. Because even now, I still think everything's proceeding exactly according to some master script you wrote. Don't be ridiculous. It's been a chain of surprises that I never would have guessed half a year ago, especially being in Konoha's tender care. But Kawaki was the most unexpected. I didn't think he'd become so devoted to Lord Hokage. The core motivation behind all of his actions now is Lord Hokage. Perhaps it's because he hasn't really known parental love, but if it's for Lord Hokage, he likely won't back. He likely won't back at paying any price. It seems beyond a simple father complex, way more intense. That's human love for you. From a different angle, it appears like madness. In fact, there isn't a clear line separating the two. I'm having trouble trusting anything you say, Mr. Genius Scientist. My cigarette doesn't even taste good with you around, which I know. Speaking of madness, Code's veneration of Otsutsuki Ishiki as a god. I don't know if it approaches fanaticism. Fanaticalism. Definitely not pronouncing these words properly today. But considering he hasn't shown up after this long, is it possible he's gotten depressed and no longer has any intention of exacting revenge against Konoha? Huh, how optimistic, especially for you. Though it would be great if true. Right, well, it ain't likely. But that kind of surprise would be most welcome. Of course, you have Kawaki sniffing around. Yeah, but why? Why do you have to go? It's gotta be me. I'm sorry. This feels so odd seeing the Uzumaki family sitting on watching TV. Ah boy. Boruto playing games, Naruto nodding off. Naruto getting emotional. Himawari is sleeping already. I'm taking out the trash. This bundle of magazines. Oh, this late? Can't it wait? Until morning? I'll forget. Alright. What does this man feel like? You feel like he might touch you or something? That's stand on top of here, so. This is Nishi. Kawaki's left the house. Alright. Alright, Kawaki goes about. Okay. Oh, more than likely is a shadow clone this, more than likely. He's gone back in, all clear. Alright. Hey Kawaki, you okay? I'm tired, can we talk tomorrow? What the? Something's not quite right. Of course, it was kind of obvious. I sense Kawaki's presence from outside the house. Okay, I didn't know Boruto was that big of a sensory. Sensing both Boruto and Kawaki's chakras inside the house. Still all clear. Continuing So you're telling me that this one, Boruto could sense him, but not this Jonin guy? Might be effect of karma. No mistake, he's outside right now. Then that Kawaki who just went upstairs. A shadow clone? Alright. He's heading farther and farther away. Damn it, what's he up to? You gotta be kidding me. No matter the reason, if he's found out, their surveillance is gonna get even tighter. I gotta drag him back. The sensor unit watcher. Wait a sec. Isn't he monitoring both our chakras? So how'd Kawaki get past him? Now Boruto's come outside. Kawaki is still within. What? The Kawaki inside's a shadow clone. The one moving away is the real deal. The Watcher is only detecting the shadow clone's chakra? No way, what's going on? So you can relax, unless the enemy is able to... Bro, I see everything I said because... What? You see, from a look on this Jonin's face, I'm gonna say, okay, this guy is not ready for it. But anyway, so you can relax. But I get the impression based on the conversation with Inojin and the sensory system, Kishimoto was trying to kind of highlight like some kind of loophole, obviously. So let's see. Anyway, so you can relax. Unless the enemy is able to erase their chakra signature, any movement inside Konoha won't be missed. He's erased his chakra signature. But how did Kawaki... Oh shit! That looks kind of cool. Senrigan. Code, Kawaki's on the move. He's headed somewhere by himself. What? Aren't there people watching him? How did he lose them? He's knowing his chakra. When did Kawaki learn to kill his chakra signature? It's a trick that comes natural to all Otsutsuki, but he shouldn't have been aware of it yet. Alright, so now, one of the things I always said when I came up with the concept of the artificial karma, or even before Amado mentioned it, was the fact that there weren't any natural or implied benefits of Boruto and Kawaki just being 80% Otsutsuki. It didn't seem to give them like any natural power boost, but and that they would need an artificial karma to bring out any potential. But now it seems like they're eventually that potential of being an Otsutsuki is going to come out. So this is interesting. The trait that comes natural to Otsutsuki, but he shouldn't have been aware of it yet. Maybe it was instinctive. Just like how a foil is able to get up on its own right after being born. I don't know his motives, but if he's alone, I can't let this perfect chance slip by. Alright. Alright, so code is here. Alright, alright. Guide me, Ida. Where is he? Yo! The man is really putting more. Putting more through it. Clean thoughts, Bunny. Clean thoughts. Guide me, Ida. Where is he? Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Some girls would probably look at that and get some wild thoughts. Gross. Alright. So cool jumps out. I can't go after Kawaki like this. The Watcher will catch me. But how the heck did he manage to raise his chakra? I know you're a shadow clone. What are you thinking? Keep your voice down. It'll be trouble if they find out. Give me a sec there, Omar. Let me just finish up what I do here, so.
I just need a knife tomorrow.
Oh, alright, hold on then. Alright, sounds good.
Yeah, I put up 2 francs and beans and all that.
Start with the thing, so done now. Alright, what am I done?
Yeah, they're done, man.
Yeah, man. Whoa! Sorry about that, guys. Of the real you. How do you do? How come I can tell where the real you is? Damn it, Boruto. It's probably because he's Otsutsuki too, or due to our affinity. He's sensing me via something like wave patterns. Okay? Wild. Alright, so you have Kuod here. Kawaki's outside the village, heading due west. I wonder why. Whatever it is, I'll just ask him directly. Oh, and the chapter ends right there. Jado. Alright, so again, like I said, I will be reviewing the chapter here as well in this one stream. My thoughts on the chapter, I feel like some of the positives, or a lot of the positives that were there from last chapter with Kishimoto slowing down the pacing to make it a more character-driven kind of deal. I think that continues over into this chapter. And obviously you can see it from all the different interactions that the characters are having, talking about the system. And of course, similar to what I was kind of expecting, if you watch my expectations video yesterday, was Kawaki was going to do something drastic. This is his quote-unquote, this one last thing he can do to actually, you know, protect Konoha and Naruto. And of course, I am expecting that this is going to build up to something along the lines of some epic failure, and him is going to lead to him basically, I wouldn't want to say switch sides, but it's the start of him falling out with Konoha. And you know, there are just a lot of things that are being called out based on the various discussions here. So let's kind of start from the beginning. So of course, I do like the fact that they're bringing up the conversations with the whole chakra sensing system again. It's not something Kawaki would have known naturally, and I think it's brought up in a natural way, considering that Kawaki and Boruto are being observed. It's not just exposition for the sake of exposition, so that was definitely a plus I found with the chapter, bringing up that in a natural way for Kawaki to actually find out. So that's definitely a positive. It's good when, you know, you're not bogged down with just senseless exposition for the sake of it. Bringing it up in a natural way was definitely good in this sense. Now, I do find it funny that with this Joden guy, like, if nothing else, just the way he looks, right? It's just funny, dog. you could just tell that he just would be incompetent, but not like. For we're not another watching TV. Yo, William, welcome, man. Welcome. Hope you're doing great. I'm here, kind of doing my review section of the chapter, breaking it down before taking most of your comments. I don't plan to make the stream extremely long because I want persons who are going to come back. Because my review and reaction are in this one video, so I want it to be pretty simple, straightforward watch for persons. So yeah. So again, yeah, bringing up the chakra system, chakra sensing system in a natural way for Kawaki to find out, and giving him the means to actually do something is what I actually like about this first part about the chapter. And just seeing the characters just interact in a more natural, normal setting. It's just the whole Kishimoto slowing down the pacing and making those character interactions, those character dynamics a bit more in your face, kind of for the sake of that build up, if you know what I mean. So I really do appreciate that about the chapter. All the same. What I do like as well, similar to my time skip video that I talked about, the fact that these chapters are going to be dedicated to building up Kawaki and his dynamic, among other things. Of course, I don't remember all the points in that video, but the point is we're building up things with Kawaki, and there are a lot of things that need to be explored before we get into the time skip. And I thought it was a good move on Kishimoto's part to have Amado and Shikamaru actually kind of talk about the mentality of Kawaki, in terms of, it seems like what he's experiencing between him and Naruto is more than just a father complex. And that really kind of informs, it kind of sets the foundation in your head of, shit, Kawaki, like any card can be played when it comes down to his actions that are going to be coming up, is basically what I want to say, based on Shikamaru and Amado's dissection of how Kawaki is right now. So I kind of like that, and it kind of ties into a video I did a few months back, if not last year, when I was dissecting the conversation between Boruto and Kawaki in the flash forward, where Boruto was saying, I didn't think you'd go this far, Kawaki. And of course, most persons would obviously predict this by now. It's a case that more like Kawaki isn't evil, but he's just doing things in any way possible, even if it's morally bad, to achieve his goal of protecting Konoha and Naruto. So that's what it's coming down to. Now, I will say I'm really glad that we got to see Sasuke back in the picture again. All for the purpose of the fact that Naruto and Sasuke, of course, they're the two big major characters from the original show, are the first part of this whole franchise, parts 1 and 2. And it was odd for me, given how, even specifically Sasuke is a character, it would be odd to not have Kishimoto make use of him in a proactive sense. So even though it wasn't for a long time or much panel time, it's still a positive to actually get Sasuke in this chapter and actually seeing him, starting to do things, kind of lead, do stuff on his own, make his predictions on how Code is going to move. So I definitely like that as well. And it's interesting as well. What I will note is that the fact that this guy mentions it's 10 days of nothing. I'm interested to see how Kishimoto is going to work with the anime side of things in terms of filling things out in terms of these 10 days, because more than likely they're going to want to fill this out and say, certain things happen within these 10 days. So there's that. But for the most part, I am digging the little interactions, just like even like these random drone and say, like one of them saying like Sasuke is cool. It's just like one of those little quality of life things that really add up to make the chapter better. And again, like I was saying during the reaction segment, I do enjoy, or I will say that Ikemoto's art has definitely improved. Like, I don't say it every chapter, but it's something to note. If you really compare Sasuke here to Sasuke chapter like 1, 2, or 3, it's a world of difference. Trust me. Alright, so before I continue my thoughts, let me see what you guys are saying. Or slow things down and get ready for the time skip. Yeah, I agree. Been seeing a lot of people complaining about the pacing. What is your opinion on it? I kind of like it, but I just don't like repetitive dialogue. For example, Board says the same thing multiple times. Yes, need more Sora and Mitsuki while we are in slow pacing current mode. We have got them in the manga since the first chapter. Okay, also it's fast. Okay, those. I would be shocked, but the anime does not handle characters as well as Kishimoto. Fair enough. All right, so you guys are kind of having lots of discussion there. Um, but in terms of the pacing, I don't mind. The thing is, what I like about this chapter, and I've been kind of saying it since last chapter as well. I'm gonna kind of just get my thoughts on track here. Is the fact that yes, I could see persons complaining about the pacing from last chapter. I could understand why, if they did, and why they would here, but I think it's when you read between the lines, look at the subtle setup that Kishimoto is doing. It's really and truly that really causes me to, like, my concerns or any issues I would have had about the piercing, I just kind of drop it, honestly. And the thing is, what counteracts it with this chapter, because I think there was more subtle setup with last chapter, but this chapter, at least Code has finally made his move. Kawaki's finally done his thing. So it's not like things aren't... If we had ended this chapter without Kawaki or Code doing anything, then I would definitely agree with the complaints about the piercing. But this chapter definitely benefits from Kawaki not only learning in a natural way about the chakra sensing system and then taking advantage of it, but also Code making his move as well. So things are progressing, and it's starting to seem like this is going to become like a Sasuke retrieval kind of arc. You see? I mean, if Kawaki's gone, probably by the end of this, he'll be like, yo, dog, I can't stay in the village. You see me? So yeah. So let's continue with my thoughts on it. So chakra sensing system, Kawaki, learning about it, character interactions, and as I said, yeah, before, the conversation between Shikamaru and Amado is kind of like that subtle planting of what Kawaki's next move, or what his potential 5, 6, 7 next 7 moves are going to be in terms of how he's going to operate. I think in the minds of the reader, the conversation between Amado and Shikamaru kind of creates this air of unpredictability when it comes on to Kawaki and what he's actually going to do, especially since as it stands right now, we don't actually know what Kawaki plans to do. I mean, you only mentioned he had one thing he could do to protect the village and Naruto's, but we don't know. But I like it that it creates an air of unpredictability of the CM when it comes on to this chapter. And of course Shikamaru is still suspicious of Amado. I still find it this scene here with the Uzumaki household is nice. I don't know, like ever since Kishimoto took over, I don't know if Kodachi would have handled it the same, but the slowing down of the pacing to actually see the Uzumaki household kind of just interacting and watching TV like this, it feels like something we would not have gotten when it comes on to like the early side of the Boruto manga, like say within the first 40 chapters, which we didn't really get when you think about it. I could be wrong if memory serves right, but yeah. But just seeing these moments with the Uzumaki household and Hinata and Ting, like it's just it adds a level of charm to the chapter all the same, if I do say so myself. Especially since it, to me, getting stuff like this in the manga signals to me that the writer, in this case Kishimoto, isn't necessarily depending on the anime as much to necessarily flesh out those dynamic or those interactions between the characters. There still will be dependence on it because there's only so much Kishimoto can do in these pages, but it's just these little quality of life additions I think makes this chapter good. Now, in terms of my complaint when it comes on to the chapter, I'm kind of 50-50 on the whole Kawaki just suddenly being able to make use of an Otsutsuki ability. And I think this is the first we're hearing of this Otsutsuki ability, like the Otsutsuki being able to mask their chakra, erase their chakra signature. Have we ever heard of that before? I don't think so. That is new. Now, again, when it comes on to the long-term progression of the series, this just confirms that when it comes on to... Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, it just to me it kind of just signifies that when it comes on to the long term thing for the manga, it just further cements in stone that when it comes on to Boruto, Kawaki, they have a clear path to catching up to and being potentially stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. So there's that at least. But I don't know if I'm 100% sold on Kishimoto just suddenly pushing the fact that they can have like awaken these Otsutsuki abilities, especially this new one to erase your chakra. I mean, it's subtle, but especially since they didn't get seem to get any benefits from being 80% Otsutsuki before. So this just feel like it kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm kind of 50-50 on that. That's my only somewhat negative aspect I feel for the chapter. My thoughts on it could change as we go along though. So there is that. And of course, Boruto being the only one to sense him because he's part Otsutsuki as well is interesting. Very interesting. So I'm interested in seeing are at least getting us Kishimoto basically. I'm interested in seeing him exploring these Otsutsuki abilities as we go along. Doom. Of course, Cord and Ida make their move. Oh, it's a nice touch. I feel like I didn't realize that Damon was sleeping before. Instinctive. So, yeah, all in all, I thought this was a decent chapter in what it was trying to do in continuing the setup, but at the same time, all concerns about the piercing I feel are counteracted by the fact that Kawaki and Code are and Ida are making their move finally. All at the same time where there was a natural path to Kawaki being able to actually make his move, because if it wasn't for the situation that they're in with the surveillance, the conversation with the chakra sensing wouldn't have come up. So it's like one situation informs the other in a natural way. So yeah, and of course the subtle analyzing of Kawaki's mental state and just a whole setup of unpredictability in the minds of the audience, and I guess a whole seemingly feeling like a kind of like a callback to the whole Sasuke retrieval arc. I mean, and speaking of Sasuke being there as well, in the chapter, and just the small quality of life character interaction moments that are afforded by the slower pacing. So all in all, I thought it was a decent chapter. Not like a 10 out of 10, but if anybody's complaining and saying this is like a 5 or 6 out of 10, I would say it's about a 7. So there's that. It's a cool chapter. And those are my thoughts. That's my review. So for the most part, I'll see what some of you guys are saying here in the chat now. I'll probably take some of you on Discord. Of course, guys, like up the stream. It's only like 2 likes and like 7 of you guys here now. So definitely, I would say like up the stream, guys. Like it up. On Discord. I just want to have some short conversations with you guys, because obviously I haven't even eaten dinner, I haven't taken a shower or anything, and there's still work and I have some stuff to finalize for tomorrow too. So, but I still want to at least have a discussion with you guys, hear what you guys are saying. The room is open, as you can see here. So you guys are free to join. Link in the description below. And of course it's open for a maximum of 7 people. So let's see what you guys are saying if you're interested in joining. But in the meantime, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat here. It was good child. Do you need family power? Kodashi pacing was better. Kishi just needs to stop the repetitive dialogue to fill the page and it would be fine. True, I do perfection to true in terms of action, making sure that's for the human still plot devices. Yeah, I think that's the only thing. Who do we have here? Big Baller, well gone. I'm here, man, chilling, doing my first dedicated reaction / review, because I don't intend to do a dedicated review video after this, just discussions. Yeah.
I just think he was being a little too Like he does
Repetitive.
this thing where he repeats dialogue to fill the pages, like
Yeah.
Boruto saying, you know, or them talking about the sensory system was cool, but then like they kept saying the same thing over and over and re-explaining it even deeper. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably some of that dialogue in the beginning could have been reworked.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think even when Boruto was like he figured out like, wait, Kawaki's upstairs, but he's actually out there. I can sense him. Like I expected him to actually like run after him immediately. I don't know why he went up to the shadow. Well, I
I
guess
guess
he
it's
sensed
just
you
a
guys,
case
but
where he did, since he had that Jonin to still think of, he didn't want to make any, I guess, sudden moves. William, what's up, man?
Yo, good night to everybody.
Night, man. What's poppin'? What are your initial thoughts on the chapter?
It was a to me it was a okay, it was a good chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for the last two arcs, basically for me is basically the cool down and stuff. Before the time skip and just finishing everything off. It's obvious the time skip is coming probably in the next volume or two.
Yeah.
Um, but I enjoyed the chapter. I didn't have a problem with it at all. But that's me.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um.
yeah,
But how do you guys feel about the sudden? Well, I mean, I did mention it before that being 80% Otsutsuki would mean Kawaki and Boruto would potentially have the ability to unlock like any ability, and Otsutsuki would naturally unlock.
yeah.
But for it to just suddenly come up in this chapter, and I know they want to push the whole it's instinct or whatever the case may be. But how did you guys feel about that?
It honestly it is kind of just an ass pull, but I think it's an acceptable one. Like, I mean, as long as he doesn't do it too much. I mean, this is the first time I think around the first time he's done it. I think when Ishiki, no, he got detected. Yeah, it's kind of like an ass pull, but
Yeah, because this is the first time I'm hearing about Otsutsuki being able to like erase your
erase, yeah.
chakras. Yeah, William, what are your
But
thoughts on that?
Well, we didn't know about some of the Otosuke abilities, like with the karma and everything, until if you really think about it in the franchise until recently, so it's not a big deal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the Otsusukis are another species from humans, so they should have abilities that are vastly different and be able to do things that humans can't. Because if you think about it, like evolution wise, there's a reason like we could sense like when somebody's watching us or somebody's approaching us, like
Mm-hmm.
instinct. So why wouldn't like Otsukis or other alien species be able to do different stuff at different varieties? So it's
Yeah.
not a big deal to me. Like if you think of Dragon Ball, right? Saiyans have tails, humans don't. Saiyans get exposed to sunlight, they transform into giant apes. Humans can't do that in that world.
Yeah.
So Otsukis have different abilities from us, which I want to say is a asshole. The only reason I want to say that is because I saw people bring it up.
Yeah.
This would explain why in fights Jigen wasn't able to be detected by Naruto. His
I
chakra was Naruto couldn't detect his chakra, and like in the final fight between him and Sasuke and Naruto, why like he couldn't easily be detected. Sasuke could see his chakra with the Rinnegan Sharingan, but Naruto couldn't detect him when he was shrinking. So that would make sense. Plus, like the whole Kaguya thing, I saw someone mention it. Like
Mm-hmm.
in the battle between Naruto and Sasuke, it made sense like how Kaguya could just sneak up behind them, and
oh
like
yeah,
none
Yeah.
of them could like sense or detect her, and she was
Yeah.
just because yeah, Sasuke isn't a sensory type, but Naruto senses her abilities with Sage mode, which he was in. QB Sage mode should have been able to detect her, and they
Yeah.
seemingly weren't able to until she like paralyzed them.
Yeah.
So and again, like Otsutsuki is another species, and they obviously have a bunch of different abilities that humans don't. And I'm guessing a lot of the abilities don't even depend on like taking in chakra fruit or absorbing chakra.
No, I highly
Because
doubt that.
yeah, because like when Kaguya had stunned Naruto and Sasuke, did how did she do that? Like she paralyzed them, prevented them from moving, and I don't think it was with her hair or anything. So that
Nah,
could be another ability.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
granted, she
Probably
had
not
black
an
zets
asshole.
all over them, but
Yeah.
but
Well, plus like in the anime canon in Shippuden, when she just was controlling people with I guess it's what Genjutsu comes from, obviously. But when she was mind controlling and manipulating people's memories, she
yeah,
obviously didn't have a Sharingan, but she was still able to do it. And how she could like blow people up with just like her chakra force energy, manipulating the wind and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah, it to me is not that much of an ass, but it kind of makes sense, like them being as like parasitic beings, being able to sense one another, and being beings that can manipulate chakra and absorb and feed off chakra, create chakra pills. It makes sense how they could do that. And it's kind of like Dragon Ball if you think about it again, because like in Dragon Ball, if you know how to do it and you train, you could like lower your chi, your ki, and stuff, and make people can't even sense you.
yeah. True, true. All right. In
Yeah.
in in
But
in,
that
in, ret- in retrospect, in terms of the points you brought up with the fact that Naruto and Sasuke couldn't sense Kaguya, and the whole thing with Jigen. In retrospect, if Kishi wanted, he could say like, yeah, make sense of it like with this new point that he's bringing up with this chapter. Um,
Oh, and I think it was Big Bella, right? You made the point of like how Ishiki teleported into the village. Well, we all know Ishiki didn't give a crap at that point about hiding. He just came for Kawaki. Plus, that was just after the fight with Koji, and he just teleported. So he didn't. There was no bothering with that. So
yeah,
Oh yeah, I
true.
think you made a good point. I'd take it back. I don't think yeah, because it does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take it back.
Let me
because
see.
you could
Mhm.
I don't know if this it was always planned, but this makes sense why now, like you could say they were waiting for this point or point like this to reveal an Otsutsuki ability like this, which
Yeah.
now it could make sense why Ishiki and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And again, as I said, I did despite the dialogue in the beginning there, I do like that the situation with the surveillance definitely informed the Kawaki's plan in this chapter. Like it just feels like it feels natural, you know, it doesn't feel like some oh shit, let me just do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the art style of this chapter,
Also,
too.
yeah. Also, I would find it weird if they don't have many more abilities at this point other than just absorbing and feeding and manipulating chakra. I mean, they're 80%, Kawaki at least is around 80% alien, not human. Plus, he's
Yeah.
a cyborg, alien, mostly a little bit human hybrid.
Yeah.
Boruto is still continuously becoming more Otsutsuki. Slowly, yes, but he's still going more and more. So I would
Yeah.
find it weird if they don't have many other abilities that eventually would discover,
Yeah.
learn about. It would, yeah.
All
Like,
right, fair enough.
wait,
I
a question to you guys. A quick question. Now that I'm thinking about it, what abilities like Goten and Trunks are like Saiyan human hybrids? Do they have any unique abilities I don't remember or anything?
just faster growth rates,
They're
not
usually
more than
stronger
that.
than the pure sands.
Yeah, they just grow at a
Yeah, which
faster rate.
doesn't.
That's all.
Yeah, which does never made sense to me, other than like mutation. But yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
gotta
right.
say that Shikamaru, I really like his like I like how in Boruto, I like his character depiction. He's like really tough. It really contrasts with like Naruto's softness.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Um. I was gonna ask about though, like, I mean, it was just for a bit. I just have a few more questions for you guys, but it's just for a bit. But how do you guys feel about finally seeing Sasuke again?
You know, I love seeing Sasuke. I don't think anybody hates seeing Sasuke. You know,
Uh, Me personally, seeing Sasuke is cool, but I'm not like those like Sasuke obsessed, like the Vegeta obsessed fans, you know.
Yo.
If we see Sasuke, we see Sasuke. We've already seen Sasuke's story. It's cool seeing him now and the interactions with the new gen and how he interacts, but it's cool. As I said it on YouTube, it would be weird if after these like 10 days, Sasuke doesn't have like a cybernetic eye from
Yeah.
Amado or
Yeah,
or
something.
another arm.
it's
There has to
or
be a
something.
there has to be a reason. Yeah, there has to be a reason they're covering his eye, other I hope other than it now just being blind. Like
Yeah.
he could have just had on an eye patch like from the time slip arc. Yeah, and plus they can replace arms and stuff, and with Amado they should have been able to give him a new eye that
Yeah.
could do cool stuff.
I
Honestly,
still
I would be surprised if the one who was in the tank wasn't Sasuke.
that that would have been interesting. But even though it feels like it's a bit late for that now, unless they decide to do this in the 10 days for the anime. I still find it odd. I'm pretty sure Amada would have conveyed the information to Naruto and or Sasuke that one-on-one either of them probably couldn't beat Code. So I still find strange that even though I know it's not their story anymore, that Naruto and Sasuke wouldn't be doing anything to, compensate for their losses against Ishiki. So I'm hoping when it comes on to the anime, they showcase something within the 10 days to say Naruto and Sasuke did something.
Honestly, just me.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never really liked Naruto's nine-tailed form.
Mm-hmm.
I just never liked the design, so I'm kind of. It's sad to see Kurama gone, but I just don't like that design. I'd rather see Sage Mode in action.
Or something. I mean, I didn't mind the design. The only problem I had with it was the fact that it just seemed out of nowhere. But that I digress. The thing is, I'm just saying it would be out of character if Naruto and Sasuke don't end up doing something within those 10 days to prepare, is what I'm saying.
A question to you though, Sandro. What do you think they would be able to really accomplish in those 10 days? Because even looking at Boruto and Sarada Mitsuki, other than the training they were doing in the chapter before that, there's nothing they can even do within those 10 days to get stronger. So
Just hop in the
I don't
hyperbolic time
really,
chamber.
unless Amado and Kataske does something quick again to
No,
like
man, that
enhance them,
it's actually more.
that
Yeah, it is actually more along those lines I was thinking because
yeah,
again,
that
it
would make sense because training to create like one new jutsu like within that short time, like uh, I don't see it, but
I'm sorry to. I don't know if you guys know this, but does Ukio Kodachi, does he write the anime?
I don't know if he. To be honest, I don't know. It's more me. I probably would have to be the one to ask you guys because I don't know if he's involved with anything Naruto or Boruto these days. I don't know.
well, if you guys pay attention to the cover for the chapter, right? It says creator supervisor Masashi Kishimoto. Before, when Kodachi was writing, did it say writer?
I'd
Well,
have
yeah,
to
it
go
would
back
say
and
writer.
check.
I'm talking about like the anime because it seems like
Oh, okay.
he handles the anime. It seems like it when
I
like the filler
I think
expands on the manga.
yeah
I think like it seems like
I
Ukio's
think I
there.
heard yeah I think I heard that he might be somewhat involved because it would be weird if the anime team and the manga team don't interact in any way.
Yeah.
Because the anime team would at least know to me some pointers of what the writers wanna do for the next few chapters so that they could start setting things up, or at
Yeah.
least when a chapter comes out they could be like, oh, since we're our episodes are still in the past relative to the manga, would it be okay or whatever if we add this and explain this? Because if you say it would be weird, because if you guys pay attention enough, a lot of stuff like they just explain or glimpse a little in the manga. We've had like full episodes or multiple
Yeah, kind
episodes
of
going
expounding
into
on
it.
it and thing. Fine.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So my last question for you guys tonight. Even though this is going to be a video that because I've already kind of thought of the topic, but I'll be dropping this either tomorrow or the day after. But I can see persons already are again complaining about the lack of Mitsuki and Sarada, and with this, I guess, pre-time skip arc coming up, and it's seemingly calling back to the whole Sasuke retrieval arc. Do you think we're gonna see at the like Boruto at the gates, forming a team with Sarada, Mitsuki, and probably two other persons to, I don't know, go after Kawaki, or that'd be like two, cut and piece?
I think that people are just kind of getting tired of Sarada's depiction in the anime because she's like kind of worthless in the anime. So, and then on top of that,
I wouldn't say
Kishimoto
that,
kind of put
but
a
go
real
ahead.
heavy burden on Sarada,
Mhm.
like from the beginning, like especially with Sarada guiding, she wants to be Hokage.
Yeah.
So people really want to see her like develop alongside Boruto, not just Boruto Kawaki. And then of course Mitsuki has his backstory with the whole sage and everything. So I think it's Kishimoto's fault, so he has to take responsibility for it and try to develop these characters at an even rate.
I think
And
this would be
not just time skip. Oh, they trained off screen and now they're super strong. I mean, like actually see it.
Wait, you think Sarada has been like not given enough doing the anime, really?
Well, she has, but I'm talking about like that isn't only manga depicted. But even
No, but like, well,
I mean,
like,
I
she-
disagree with him as well, William. But I'm just hearing what you guys are saying.
oh well, I was just gonna
no,
say,
well, okay, yeah, the
manga Sarada,
the manga other.
yeah, in the manga Sarada seems way more confident and way more determined. Where in the anime, it's kind of like sometimes she's like getting saved, and it's like, oh, I'm kind of weak, but I'm kind of strong. She's getting saved by everybody.
Wait, Sarada?
Yeah. Well, now that it's covering manga, when it's covering manga, it usually
No,
kind of
no,
fits.
but hold on though. Like, okay, what last anime canon arc, not including the manga canon, because you're saying forget that, was she like needing help though? Because from what I recall, like she was annoying at the beginning, but she's Sasuke and Sakura's kid and obsessed with being Hokage. We could understand that. She was pretty good in guiding. You would say that is the manga thing, okay? There was the Miss arc which she
She was
beat
good in
one
there.
of the,
Yeah.
Wait, which arc?
and
The Miss
the
Village
Miss
school
arc,
trip.
the reading. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then after that, they had a whole. Remember, she was pretty good in the Mitsuki retrieval. She was good when they were fighting, like doing those other random missions and stuff. So I personally don't see like wherever she needed help. She's
Well,
to me, Team 7 has been pretty well rounded to me.
Well, I guess I'm saying like in comparison to the manga Sarada, she's like even when they do cover manga arcs, they kind of like bring her down a peg. For example,
I,
so like
I would have to disagree, but okay.
for example,
Mm-hmm.
for example, when she was going against what was it, Boro?
Yeah, that
Was
was
that
like
Boro?
I feel like that was a mistake on the well the studio's part, because her dialogue in that part made no sense to me. But I just
That's
want
what
to
I'm
kind
saying.
of
Like it was like
Yeah.
oh, it saved me. And then you kind of go back in the anime, you kind of see like especially in the filler they really kind of like make her seem they don't really give her moments to shine. It's just kind of like oh some Boruto and then Mitsuki's probably gonna save her with a stretchy arm or something like that. But even in, like when they were going against Ao or Kawaki, it was like Boruto was the star, and only he could do anything. Even Konohamaru couldn't do anything. It's kind of like,
but
you know.
But I want to kind of bring it back to
the manga stuff, though.
Yeah, I want to bring it back to the main thing, though. Do you guys think, in terms of Mitsuki and Sarada getting that major break when it comes on to the Boruto manga right now, will we see them get that break on a mission to retrieve Kawaki starting in the next chapter or two? That's the main thing I'm asking, really, before we kind of close off here.
I'll let you go first, William.
Okay. Well, the way I see it thinking out is that Boruto is probably gonna either say like, Kawaki, tell me how you did this, or I'm gonna talk, and then Kawaki's gonna do it, and he's gonna sneak off, and hopefully he would go for Mitsuki and Sarada. I don't know if that may take too much time, so I don't know if it would happen. He might just head out by himself. If they somehow make it so that he has enough time to go to them, which I doubt, with everything happening now, it would be cool. I doubt though, because everything is like time right now is like
time sensitive.
He has to rush and stuff, so I doubt. If it happens, it would be cool. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Bala?
I think it's probably going to be a little bit. I don't know if they're going to really participate. I think it's more going to be. It seemed like they were setting Sasuke up for some action because he was saying like Ko doesn't look like he's going to come from these claw marks. So it seems like Sasuke's like checking around the area, looking for different claw marks that he might come out of. So I think it's probably going to be Sasuke
versus
maybe Boruto, Naruto.
All right, fair enough.
I think it's coming up.
The Sasuke versus Squid match
is coming up.
Yeah.
No, I think the Boruto scar is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
This would be it.
Oh, the scar in his eye?
Yeah.
More than likely from Code.
Why you say that?
No, because basically either whether he goes with Team 7 or by himself, more than likely a fight is gonna happen between all of them outside the village, and to me I think this is where it more than likely will happen before the time skip.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, I think there's probably gonna be a few more chapters before the time skip.
Yeah, because there are two more chapters for the volume now. So next month and then October. Yeah. And then after that, November, December, January, February is gonna be the next volume. So yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, well, respect for coming on as usual, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was I supposed to say?
We probably will be getting this time skip for spring next year. Maybe.
No, I'm kind of suspecting because initially I was saying chapter 65, which would have been the last chapter for this year, but you know, since I did that time skip video a few weeks back, I was thinking more so chapter like 67, 68. So, give or take spring next year. And it would tie back into almost like the anniversary of when the anime started. Almost, so, yeah.
Oh, they might think it for chapter 70.
Yeah, that too. So, you never know. But... Alright guys, respect for coming out for the reaction review. I'm just gonna tidy up, finish up so you can go back over to the YouTube side if anything. Big baller, William?
Yeah.
Respect guys and take care.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's pretty much it guys. Respect for coming out for the reaction review for manga chapter 61. Of course, let me know if you guys prefer me like putting everything together, reaction review and the thoughts of you guys here in the chat or who just joined me on Discord, or if you prefer me doing just the reaction, the thoughts of you guys, and then do a dedicated review. I know it's usually up to me. as most of you guys would say, but but I think this is a nice format, keeping it about, how long have we been going? Little over an hour. If we could keep it to like this time frame or a little shorter, then I think we have a little new format going. So yeah, but all as I said, this was a pretty cool chapter. I like how it managed to achieve what it wanted to achieve while combating the issues I feel persons would have with pacing, with, you know, putting Kawaki and Code on the move by the end there. And all in all, I'm looking forward to seeing where these next few chapters are going to go. Of course, look out for my discussions and thoughts in the coming days as we head towards chapter 62. Respect for coming out, but I should probably see what most of you guys are saying before we go. Boruto should learn flying Raijin if he fights Code. Yo, the Lord of Phantom is returned. Where am I? Sake. Anime Mafia. Wagwan. I didn't realize you were here, man. Flying Raijin before. I mean, since they kind of bringing it up with Code's markings, it would be interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Jano. Guess we'll see. But I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna happen with Mitsuki and Sarada going forward too. Kawaki recently didn't come on. Alright, actually explain how Naruto was. Yeah. William was mentioning that in hindsight and in retrospect in the something here. But yeah, all right, guys. So I'm gonna end this here. Of course, we will be having our end of month subscriber live stream. But it's kind of early. We're like probably like 10 days early, but at the end of the month. So if you want to have like some more in-depth discussions with me regarding this chapter, definitely join me for that in about 10 days time. My Discord server is open and free, so link in the description. And of course, we will be doing discussion videos talking about this chapter more in depth, our specific things we can predict based on this chapter going forward in the next few days and weeks. So comment and like and subscribe for all of those. In the meantime, I need to get some food, freshen up, and just chillax for the rest of the night. Respect for coming out, and I'll see you guys in the next Boruto video.